Hi there. Thanks for joining me in this session. My name is Satej Kumar and I work with Mindfire Solutions as a PHP developer. Today we'll be discussing about PHP-CodeSniffer. PHP-CodeSniffer is basically a PHP script that can be used to detect inconsistencies in your code against a coding standard which you intend to follow. It can be used to detect inconsistencies in PHP, JS and CSS files. It is an essential development tool which helps you to maintain clear and consistent code. It also prevents you from making some semantic errors. The basic requirement for PHP-CodeSniffer is that you should have a working installation of PHP 5.1.2, a greater version. You can install PHP-CodeSniffer using the pure installer, or if you are using any Linux distribution, you can use the default installer to install PHP-CodeSniffer from the local repository. Let me show you the command to install it using the pure installer. So this will install PHP-CodeSniffer using the pure installer. Since I am using Ubuntu, the command to install PHP-CodeSniffer from the local repository would be So this command will install PHP-CodeSniffer from the Ubuntu repository. So this will get PHP-CodeSniffer installed for you. PHP-CodeSniffer by default comes with a list of pre-installed coding standards. To view the list of pre-installed coding standards, you can issue the command phpcs with the -i option. So you can see the list of pre-installed coding standards here, that is PHP-CS, Zend, Pure Library, Squiz coding standards. The CodeIgniter coding standard has been manually installed by me. It doesn't come pre-installed with PHP-CodeSniffer. By default, PHP-CodeSniffer uses the Pure library to check inconsistencies in your code. So let us test some inconsistencies in a test file which I have created. Let us view the test file. So here you can see that there's a test class. There's a hash comment at the start, and we have a doc block comment here, and it has a public function called display hello world. It has two variables defined and it equals hello world, and we have a end hash PHP tag, and we have two new lines after the end PHP tag. So let us check some inconsistencies in this test file against the pure coding standards. To do so, you can issue the command phpcs again, and you can add the file name, in our case which is test.php. So here you can see a list of errors and warnings. So it says that you must use /* style comments for a file comment. Pure style comments are not allowed. You should use // comment, and similarly some other errors and warnings like equal signs are not aligned with surrounding assignments. So you can see that we're using hash comment, so if we remove this, one of our inconsistencies is gone, and it says that you should align it with other assignments. So we do this, and we can again check the error. So you can see that we have corrected some of the inconsistencies. In this way you can maintain a constant coding standard across your code base. You can also use other coding standards to compare against your files by using the standard option. Let me display you an example of how to use a CodeIgniter standard. You can use phpcs then standard option equal to CodeIgniter, that is the name of the coding standard, and the file name. So you can see that it has a similar error like you are using uh, slash star star comments for file comment, and here also you can see that tabs must be used to indent lines and spaces are not allowed for code indentation. So since I've used spaces in my code, so it says that tabs must be used. We can refer the CodeIgniter coding standard. So here you can see that it says that use tabs for white space in your code and not spaces. So basically you can use any like Zen coding standard or CodeIgniter coding standard. If we want to check all the files present in a directory, you can specify the directory name. So let me do that. So you can see that I have two files here and it shows the error list in both the two files. If you check the command which I had given, it says PHP-CS and -n option. The n option says PHP-CS to display only the error list and to ignore the warnings. You can go through, like you can correct these errors and you can rectify the mistakes. So to like PHP-CS comes with other options. To get a list of all the options, you can issue the command PHP-CS -s option. So here you can see that it comes with some options like report, standard, config set, that you can set some configs, parameters, and you can delete them, and you can show the list of configs which PHP-CS currently uses, and you can give the extensions command, that is which extension files you want in a particular directory to be compared against, and -f that is -n option to not print warnings, -w options for print both warnings and errors, that is which is by default which occurs, and -l option to local directory, that is it should not go into deeper levels of the directory, and -i we used already, which shows us a list of installed coding standards. So you can also go through the manual, which provides a very detailed explanation of the usages. It also provides you a good tutorial on creating a standard coding standard of your own if you want to. You can also install, like after installing you can also like configure PHP-CodeSniffer to be used with some editors like NetBeans, Komodo Edit, Gedit, etc. So I'll be sharing the links for these installations. You can also install, like I can show you a sample page like how to install CodeIgniter coding standard. Like this is the coding standard which has been created by developer. Like what it says is like you have to download this repository, that is this library, then you have to install the Ant program if you are using Linux, then you have to extract the contents of the file, and you have to change the directory to the directory you have extracted, and you have to issue the command ant there. So it will be basically install the coding standard in the user share PHP-CodeSniffer standards folder. Then after this you have to copy the file which is present inside the source folder, that is CodeIgniter coding standard, into the share folder, and this will do the installation for you. And when you type PHP-CS -i, you'll be able to see the coding standard for CodeIgniter. Hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you.